No, you won't. No, you won't have a package till probably Bobby Skullface, the Skullfest.
Okay.
I'll probably aim and let it go at that time.
That reminds me to go into BBTS and cancel my Prince
Damn
Adam.
it. Oh, see you saying that, Dom. That's a reminder. I got something for you this weekend too, Brian. I'm gonna bring you those space walls.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did pay for those. Sweet.
Yep.
I don't have any. Nobody. I don't have anybody. Things for anybody to bring to Zolo, right? I'm good with everybody, right?
I got some money coming to me from JD.
I think so. I'm bringing you Battle Line, Dom.
Yeah. So I got those orders. I put those orders in for Prince Adam and for the tiger, that cat lady.
I got some stuff for Pinkerton.
Cortana.
Dave,
Cortana,
I got a goblin for you.
You have a goblin for me?
Yeah, a Mythic Legion you bought back when.
I paid for it though already, right?
Yep.
All right, good. Because I'm fucking broke.
Dave, can you bring that Star Lord?
Yeah. We have it ready, set up there, sitting in a corner.
Oh yeah. And Dave, bring me back that Mythic Legion that I let you borrow.
No, I didn't take a picture of it yet. So you can
fucking take a picture of it. Take a picture of it.
It's right here. It's still in the fucking package. I gotta take my time with that thing, man.
Oh my god.
I gotta wait till you forget about it. You know?
I'm not gonna forget about
it. Yeah, as soon as Dom brought that shit to your house, he made a little note in his phone. Fucking
get it back.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's funny when he gave it to me. I'm like, "Oh, you're the best friend ever." He's like, "It's only for lending. We only take pictures of it. Give it back." I'm like, "All right, fuck you."
It's the note's right on my fucking rear mirror in my car, so don't worry, I won't forget. Dave's got my shit.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Dave can't afford to not give me that because I got something that he wants.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Is the figure you lent them worth a lot of money?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the figure he lent me is probably one of like the top 5 or 10 out there, right? I would say top 5 maybe.
I would say it's top 5 figures.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
Which one?
I'll get it.
Oh,
he probably has like 10 of them. JD has 10, but
I doubt that he has 10 of them.
This dude.
Hold on, let me highlight you. Give me 1 sec.
It's a Gleer.
Gorthok?
Gorthok?
Yeah, I have like 3 of them.
You see?
God.
I don't have none, JD. 0.
He had different heads. I'd have.
Yeah, it's 2 different.
It's 2 different heads, not 3.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
she had one too.
Oh, okay. You always she.
Yeah.
Oh, she. Okay.
Don't be mad.
I'm just fucking with you, Jay.
I can see why Dave wants to take his time with the figure then. Yeah. It looked pretty dope. I'm looking forward to seeing the pics on that one.
Yeah, but I got this challenge, coming up this weekend, so I got to work on that first. Yep. And then that one. Some karate stuff going on over here.
So you're telling me I'm not going to see it until September?
You are not going to see it until NJCC.
Oh, NJCC? Okay.
April.
That's better.
Yeah.
That's reasonable. Dom, because you don't look at his face.
Dom, that's, you pass through Long Island so much, you can just pick it up whenever you want.
I'll be there March.
All right.
I'm already scheduled there in March.
He ain't waiting. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 57 of Breaking the Mold. I'm Harrican DX. Let's say what's up to the rest of the crew. Energon Addict. What's going on, Pop?
Yo, what's good, man? Happy Tuesday, people.
Word. How you doing? What's going on, Dave?
Pretty good. Had a decent weekend. My kid got invited to a indoor birthday party, pool party. So it was like at a facility with a pool with, lifeguards and everything and swimmies for the kids. And basically one of the parents had to go home with the kid. Obviously my kid can't swim, but she loved it. So I had to shave all my back hair and chest hair and shit on Saturday before I went. Good time though. It was a very good time. And then Sunday, was like a chill day. Wifey gave me the opportunity to come upstairs, put some more stuff together upstairs, trying to work on the room. And that's about it. Like I told you guys earlier, I had to ship out my BBTS order because I found out they're starting to charge tax in New York. So
yeah,
whatever I had in there was going to get charged because they don't charge a tax until they ship it. So they sent out a warning I think a week ago or so, and I was like, "Fuck, I got to ship it." So saved myself like $40 in tax.
Ooh, did that go into effect yet? When does it go into effect?
It went into like the 3rd, I think.
Yeah,
Monday, right? Sunday,
yeah, I think
Monday.
so. I think you're right. Actually, I can check in a second.
I was on the site too. I was thinking about ordering a couple of things. So
February 3rd, New York, District of Columbia, and Wyoming.
It's a good thing we still got Brian and JD here. We could just ship everything to them.
Nope, they charge me tax.
They do?
Yep.
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
They were on like October of last year.
Oh shit.
Yeah. He was on the first list with New Jersey.
You want to talk to me? You want to fucking avoid that tax?
Exactly.
I gave the Godfather already a Prince Adam. Prince Adam. And he said, "You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome." You gotta give an offering, man, to the Godfather.
That's it. That's it. Make sure it's the right one. All right, Big Dom, what's going on, brother?
Not much. Tired as fuck. Just tired.
Working hard.
Yeah, just like working out, this diet, just trying to fucking conjure up some fucking energy to do anything.
It's taking its toll. Like what are you doing? Working out every day?
Yeah, I did a whole week last week, and I worked out yesterday and today. I just do the elliptical. I just do about 45 minutes on the elliptical. I get about good 5 miles in.
Nice.
So
good shit.
It's good for the knees.
Yeah,
or not bad on
doctor,
the knees, I should say.
Yeah, the doctor already, like when I did my scopes on my both knees 2 years ago, the doctor said, no more treadmill for you.
Yeah, the elliptical and the arc are probably two of the most efficient machines. If you're gonna do cardio, you might as well make it worthwhile.
But I just it takes me a longer time to sweat on an elliptical. Like I always I always felt like when you're working out and you're feeling like you're doing a good job is when you're sweating really a lot, and it's just on the treadmill. I always felt like I was getting a good workout because I would just sweat my ass off on a treadmill. Granted, I was running fast enough to the point, but like on elliptical, like you just have to like increase the weight, like the resistance, and that's kind of like how I would just create more of a workout and I guess a sweat in a sense, but it just takes me a little longer to sweat on elliptical.
How do you dress when you go? Do you wear like a sweatshirt or anything?
No t-shirt. I'm not. I just wear a t-shirt. I'm
leg warmers.
Leg warmers, yeah, tights and wristbands. I wear wristbands. A headband and wristbands.
Say maybe you should wear a sweatshirt. You might sweat more.
Yeah, but I felt I don't like it as heavy. Like I don't want anything heavy on me.
I gotta ask: is there a low impact exercise machine that doesn't involve sitting down?
Yeah, the elliptical and the arc machine. That's two of the best.
I thought the elliptical was like an exercise. I thought the elliptical was like an exercise bike or something.
No, that's the standing. They're both standing.
That's like this, right? Elliptical, this shit.
Yeah.
And what's the arc?
The arc is swing. Yeah, the arc is
arc is like a swing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just asked because I remember when my brother was with me, he got me to go to the gym, and I was like on this exercise bike, and I guess I wasn't wearing the proper undergarments, and when you get older, things start to sag, and I swear, man, my fucking balls were aching at the end of that. So I don't know how these people ride these bikes, man. It's not good.
Brian is that guy doing curls, and you see his ball sack hanging from his
Yes, so that's been my fun. So I'm just trying to cut down. I'm starting to actually. I will be happy to hear. I actually went cold turkey on Diet Pepsi.
So, nice.
I have not drank Diet Pepsi since Saturday. I went cold turkey Sunday, and then so like it just that has been the hardest right now for me, like because I just want a fucking sip of Diet Pepsi so bad. Like this shit sucks.
No way.
Water, yeah, just straight up water. Gets boring after a while.
Dude.
Have you
Like,
tried seltzer, Dom?
I can't begin to tell you how many I drank last night just because I wanted or imagining it was Pepsi, and I was like, this is not Pepsi.
Dom, do you like seltzer?
No, I don't like seltzer. I like Diet Pepsi, Dave.
I know,
told you that's what I like.
Trying to help you out here. If you try like a black cherry
You
seltzer,
want to help me out?
You get the
Diet
fizzies.
Pepsi. Give it to me.
So Dom, imagine Pepsi is crack. Because it's essentially what it is. You want it so bad.
Oh yeah.
It's because they load it with all those chemicals, and you gotta have it.
Listen. If you're able to resist for like a day or two and not have any, then why don't you just treat yourself to like 100-calorie can? You're working out every day. Your metabolism's gonna build to a point where
Don't listen to Jose. Jose, stop.
Yeah,
I was going like I had Gary on my shoulder. I had Gary on my shoulder, and I was like, you know what? This week I'll just do a Diet Pepsi
every
in the
3
morning.
days. Drink a 100-calorie can if you need to feel feed that
sabotage.
urge.
Yeah. So I was like saying to myself, let me just ease into it. So I'll have a Diet Pepsi in the morning. It'd be my coffee kind of thing. And I said, you know what? Fuck that. And I was like, you know what would Gary say? Fucking go cold turkey. Get that shit done. And I said, fine.
Yeah.
Well, Dom, have a Miller Lite instead. It's got corn.
But see, it's interesting though, right, Dom? Do you really find that you like drinking it like that much, or would you rather eat something instead? Because I know for me, that's what I've always done the math. Like I'd rather eat something than drink it. You know,
Gary, that's the funny thing. Like Gary, like it's been easy for me to like go into my diet and cut out carbs than these last 3 days in dropping Pepsi.
I'll help you, Dom.
It's been really
you
hard.
need to drink some black coffee.
Yeah,
I'll help you. Look up what that shit's made of.
I know. There's a lot of disgusting shit in there, but like the
it's
taste,
not made from any
the sweetness
sort of liquid.
The sweetness is what I'm missing. Like I'm missing that sweetness, and it definitely came into play when I do this diet, because when I do the diet, I don't have the sugars or the carbs, so I that Diet Pepsi sweetness.
Or do something like this.
What the fuck is that?
Sarsaparilla.
Is it like
He's
molasses?
been hanging out with bricks on the dollar.
No.
What is it? Tea?
It's like a root beer.
I'm good, bro.
It's a root beer.
Is it root beer?
Yeah.
All right.
Dom, know what you should do? You should have a Diet Coke, and since it tastes different, it'll wean you off. And you'll be like, "This sucks, Diet soda sucks."
Get some vitamin water zero. It's not bad. It has flavor.
Yeah, and the sweetener in there is natural. It's not fucking
correct. Exactly.
It's not that fucking.
I might just do lemon.
Shit.
I might do like a lemon water, like take a squeeze lemon and just squeeze lemon into my container at work and just
no, Dom, don't do that.
I can see Dom leaving the grocery store with like
5 lemons,
full of lemons,
like a stack of lemons.
Moderation, anything in moderation.
See, this is for you, Dave.
That's all I'm
saying. So you can always take pictures of everything.
No,
lemon's good for you. Lemon will flush out your system.
No,
look, that's what I thought too.
Look, hold on. You cannot consistently drink something with lemon throughout the day because the pH in your mouth doesn't rebalance and it rots your teeth. I have two dentists in the family. Trust me.
Look at that.
I mean, you could have it for like with a meal or something, but don't sip it throughout the day.
Okay. Maybe I'll chug it. I've been just chugging water, dude.
You know what? Well, JD mentioned crack before. Does crack by chance work like Alka-Seltzer when you dump it in the water? Does it fit?
No.
Oh, all right. I thought maybe it did.
I wouldn't know. I was just saying, it's an addiction. Like they put all that in there.
It's completely an addiction.
He was making an analogy, right?
Where's the fucking anti-group that's doing commercials? I want that anti-group doing commercials on TV about fucking Diet Pepsi, Diet everything.
Don't worry, man. Hang in there, brother. Hang in there. We're all feeling it. All of us that are in that comp are feeling it. All right, JD, what's up, dude?
Yo,
how you doing?
What up, my people?
What's going on?
Nothing. Playing with some gremlins.
Nice.
Yeah. How many did you fucking buy?
Enough.
What, you want to make the whole scene in the movie theater?
Yep. Yeah, I got the spider one yesterday too.
Oh god, that's a good one.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
Do they have the one with the trench coat?
No, but I can make
you can
that
make
one.
a trench. Yeah, you can make
Dude,
it with one of those.
Actually, I have an older Hellboy figure that has a trench coat, so I could use that.
Do they got the lady gremlin?
No, they don't have it.
No, of course,
yeah,
they
had the bat. They had the back gremlin though. You can get the black back gremlin.
Yeah, the only other one I have is actually I have the electric one, which is just
one. Yeah, it's just
clear. It's like a clear piece of plastic.
That's such a rip off.
Yeah, dude. And then I have the Phantom of the Opera one.
Oh, nice.
That's a good one.
Who makes those figures?
NECA.
Yeah. Should have known.
Listen, JD, all I know is I caught up with, ETR this morning, and that creepy ass figure that Chan has, like, I don't know how you sleep in your house
pale
now.
Man?
Yeah. Oh my god, I don't even know how you can close your eyes in your house now.
If you see that thing when you're out hunting,
lock that thing away.
No, look past him, so to speak. There's something mythic in the
mythic.
What are you talking about?
I'm confused.
This thing,
dude. Dude, if I see that thing in the store, I'm walking the other way down the aisle.
Gary, have you ever seen that movie?
This guy.
No.
You need to see that, man.
That little yeah. I mean, I know of it, right? It's all subtitled and stuff, but that thing's just fucking creepy. I don't know.
Hold on, what the fuck is JD showing us right now?
His eyes are on the palm of his hand.
Yeah, his palms of his hands.
What's mythic about that?
Yeah, it does look creepy. It is a little creepy.
Can't see it. It's not coming up on the screen for me, Jay.
Well, highlight it.
I
did. What is it?
You can't see it?
It's your damn.
What is it?
It's damn girlfriend that you go see every Friday night.
I see the creature. I see the creature, but he's saying there's something behind it, and that's what.
No! You have to open the box to see it.
Oh,
yeah, they don't exactly show it on the package. Yeah.
They saw the fawn.
Just look up the NECA pale man.
Too.
Say what?
The fawn from that movie.
Yeah.
They saw that. He comes with a little peener.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like you could see it. Like it's weird, but
yeah. Love that movie.
Wow.
Okay. But yeah, look up the NECA pale man.
Is that screen accurate?
Yeah, it is.
Oh man. All right.
But yeah, we went to see Glass. Nope, we went to see Glass on Saturday.
Fuck, I forgot that shit is even out.
Was it good, JD?
Was it good?
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the other movies, it's really good.
Good.
If you go in to just see it, like there were seriously probably 6 other people in the theater. That kind of made me sad.
Oh,
There aren't a whole lot of
nice Shyamalan.
But did it just drop? Was this the first weekend, or has it been out?
I believe it was opening weekend.
Oh shit! Yeah, but then that's not a good sign.
No.
Well, when you make any sequel, right, that's a third part, like 15 years later or whatever it is, it's kind of tough to keep your audience there. I think
Yeah, I mean, just trying to continue from like Unbreakable, but we did get Split. We got Split, but that was just a couple of years ago.
But maybe a lot of people.
You didn't know going into Split that it was
that's what it was. Yeah,
you didn't know.
Yeah, and I haven't seen Split yet, which is why I didn't go see it. So maybe a lot of people haven't seen Split yet.
It's just the last scene, dude. Really, that ties it together. Honestly,
well, this brings it even closer. Glass ties the whole thing up.
Worldwide, it's made 201 million so far, and the production budget was 20 million. So successful on their end.
Good shit.
And also, it's
we also went at like 10 o'clock. You know what I mean? We went to like the last showing.
10 o'clock on a Wednesday.
No, it was on Saturday.
Oh.
But
yeah.
It
Shamalama Ding Dong. He filmed locally a lot, and he's a Pennsylvania dude.
Yes.
What a twist.
Yep, and the movie takes place in Philly, so
there it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely want to check that out. I enjoyed Unbreakable. I thought it was, different for what it was and stuff. Did the rest of you guys see that movie back in the day?
Yeah. I've seen both. I've seen that one and the more recent one.
Split.
Yeah. Yeah.
That dude James McAvoy did a fucking good job in that shit.
Yeah.
Best scene in that movie in Unbreakable is when the father like slides over the newspaper to the kid because the kid was like wanting to believe that his dad was a superhero.
Yeah.
And he slides the fucking paper over to his kid, and the kid looks up at him just like starts like bawling and he's like,
yeah, gave him the nod.
Like when they were weightlifting and he kept putting on more weight. I was like, oh shit.
Words, no words in that scene, and that scene just did everything. It was great.
Fucking love that movie.
Nice. Did they not to spoil it or anything, but did they leave room for a potential sequel, or is it
I'm pretty sure they tied it up.
All right. So I'll check it out. All right, Brian Brink, what's up, dude?
What's up? Hey, I embraced my Puerto Rican brothers, and I made 4 pounds of pork this weekend. Fuck that weight loss challenge. So that was fun.
Brian, listen, because I you posted the picture, and so I was like, I read it to Jessie, I showed it to her and stuff. She was like, let Brian know that's not. Like you could have skipped like about half that stuff and just used some adobo, some sazon. And skipped a lot of that fucking other shit that they had in the recipe. But
well, I was jazzing it up. I added some other stuff too, like spices and whatnot to use. But
good stuff, man.
It was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I finished it yesterday. It was good. It's strong, man. It's good stuff, man. It's potent.
but hair on your chest, boy.
Yeah.
Is that the first time you've ever like had that or had that in that way?
No, they had it in our cafeteria like a month ago, and I was like, I need to make this. I want to try it out. So this is my first time making a big hunk of meat and pulling it. So so to speak.
Sorry. Yeah.
First time. First time. You sure? You sure that was your first time?
First time this week.
That was good. But Dom, I mean, it's all protein, right? So
yeah. I can eat all the bacon I want.
Oh man. What did you between what you made and what you had in the calf? Like, be honest, which one was better?
The one in the cafeteria was better, and I think that's because I fucked up because when this thing cooks for 8 hours or whatever the hell it was, there's a lot of juice in that pot, and a lot of that juice is not juice, it's fat that renders out. And so I just pulled it there in the pot. So basically the thing was just swimming in a pool of pork fat. And, I had one serving of that, and I was like, "This is good, but this is I don't know if I can keep eating this." And,
all I see is Brian like this in the kitchen.
And,
that's all I can see.
So then I ended up straining the meat, believe it or not, trying to get like all the fat out of it. It was kind of gross. And the interesting thing about it is, if when you pour all that stuff out, if you put it in the fridge and let it congeal, you'll see what's fat.
See it, yeah.
You'll see what's fat and what's juice. The fucking whole thing was fat. And I was like, God damn, it didn't even separate. And so, so the one that I had in the cafeteria was better because it, So next time I make it, I will change the method by which I pull it. So to speak. And
the first rule of Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club.
The other thing is I don't know how much you guys cook on your own, but I have an issue where like if I make a dish and it doesn't come out the way I want it, And I'm like, all right, I got to cook this again and keep going until I get it right. And, you know, before you know it, you've eaten a lot of food. I just want to, that's a little quirk that I have. It's kind of interesting on that front, but I did not make 8 pounds of pork though. I will do this again another time, sometime after April 1st.
I would have quit the first time and just got KFC.
Dude, I don't know, man. I had KFC.
It's not. I don't
last year. It's so everything's
good.
so salty now. Everything just tastes so salty when
you're just getting old, Brian.
I prefer Popeyes. I prefer Popeyes over KFC. Man.
I don't know, man.
I don't know how you guys feel about that, but yeah, KFC is not really any good. Yeah, but congrats.
You gotta stop that talk. It's blasphemy.
I know, for the next couple of months.
Jesus Christ.
Brink, well, what did you eat the penne with? Rice and beans? Like, what did you go completely
What did
Spanish?
you call it? What did you call it?
Penne.
Oh, so it's not pronounced
Pernil. I guess you could say it that way.
No, I was like, because I was looking, I was like, dude, I know if I say this, I'm gonna mispronounce it. So I didn't say it. No, I just I roasted some broccoli with it on Saturday, and then Sunday I had some Brussels sprouts and stuff like that.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, the leftovers. So, being a bachelor, you tend to invent certain things. And a lot of my leftovers incorporate frozen vegetables when I reheat them. And so I actually, believe it or not, reheated the pork with like a bunch of frozen corn and peas, believe it or not. And I added some hot sauce to it. And it sounds like it might be disgusting, but it's a nice change in texture. Like you got the gooey, yummy, hot meat, and then the cool, crisp vegetables in there. It's very, very good. And it's, get some vegetables, get some fiber, good stuff. Gary, I realize that peas and corn are probably the highest carbohydrate vegetables. But,
I didn't say anything.
Definitely corn.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
That corn syrup in that goddamn beer.
Oh shit!
See, now Josh is like, he's got barbacoa beef, man. Fucking barbacoa is the shit. You know that's the meat they scrape off like the nose of the cow, I think, or something like that. It's good stuff. Oh yeah. Get some barbacoa tamales in your life.
I don't want to hear that.
I'm just saying, look, man, I gotta do something to derail these people kicking my ass in this weight loss competition.
That's all right. I'll be eating what'd you call it? Strawberry Jello cake after we're done.
There you go.
In the hangout.
Oh, in the hangout. I thought you were going to say when the competition is over.
Hey,
but nope. Give a fuck.
Hey, JD, can you turn around again like you just did? Because I can put my foot in your ass.
Good luck from over there.
You got a long leg.
All right. G Money, what's up, man? What's going on?
What's up, man? Everything is good. I've been watching a lot of Netflix lately. Just searching for new stuff. I don't know if you guys ever do that on there. Just you kind of catch something and sucks you in, you finish it, and you're on to the next thing.
Our searching for new stuff on Netflix is only that, just searching and then falling asleep. Like, what the fuck are we gonna watch?
I watched that series. Sex Education, it's interesting. I watched it because Gillian Anderson played the mom. It's a British show. I don't know if anybody else caught it, but it was all right.
It's about sex. That's what you watch.
It was like the British version of like American Pie if they made like a series out of it where it's like really exaggerated. But then I found this other pseudo reality show called Slobby's World. Did you guys, anybody else see that?
Slobby's World.
Yeah. It's a business proprietor in I think it's Arizona, and his whole store is about like selling shoes, like vintage shoes, meaning like shoes from the 80s and 90s, and like 90s pop culture and name brand high-end stuff and bootleg name brand stuff and knockoff name brand stuff. It was interesting. I don't know. It kind of just like killed some time. It's what you do when it's freaking cold and there's something else going on.
You're stuck in your igloo.
Yeah, exactly. Until it turned to spring all of a sudden, I'm sure. But yeah, that's it. That's it.
Jesse does that a lot, dude. She fucking goes through Netflix and will watch anything, and I'm like, I do what JD does. I'm like searching, and then I'm like, nothing looks interesting. And,
I guess I'll watch Infinity War again. Sure.
I will say. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. So I've been starting my own, with the wellness piece, just dialing back my own cardio and kind of stricter routines in the last 2 weeks. And it's helpful. It certainly passes the time, Dom. If you ever get stuck, when you're doing 30 minutes or 45 minutes on one of those machines, it between different podcasts or
I gotta
Netflix
pick up
series.
myself up those AirPods from here, so I don't have the wire or anything, because I just find that annoying.
Yeah. You get by, but it passes the time, so it's good. I think that's also why I was watching so much of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff.
Cool. Yeah.
That's if you want, like Josh on his show all queued up and stuff, he's always going through stuff and from Netflix, him and his partner there, and always kind of recommending different things to watch. So that's a good way to kind of get a list if you're ever interested. They could at least let you know if something's worth it or not, So, all right, Dom, you were bringing up something in the chat, like about like impulses and, impulse buying, you know how it is, when you're in the checkout counter at the supermarket, there's always shit along there, the snacks and the candy. In this competition, Gary, they have the fucking Oreos, they have the fucking Hostess cupcakes right there by the register when you're checking out.
And of course they do. And those stores that are doing those fucking lighting up their candy sections, that fuck you, motherfuckers, because don't make candy look any better. Like, put it in dark light. Don't put it in fucking high resolution LED lights and glowing up like a fucking goddamn billboard, because oh my god.
Or
like, you go to customer service in Target now, don't fucking go, because it's like they got all these fucking candy bars lit up like, come get me.
It's the impulse aisle right when you're checking out. You know what I'm saying? I've resisted. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, especially because the cupcakes that they've had are the golden ones. It's not even like the chocolate one. So it's almost like an easy pass for me. And Twinkies are an easy pass for me too. It's not really.
What's wrong with you?
So you'd be proud, Gary. You'd be proud. But we always have the urge. We act on our impulses. We've all given into it. We've all done it. We bought things we said we wouldn't. We've all bought things that we didn't mean to buy. We could have spent that money on other things in our collection, or at least saved for a rainy day. So Dom, you were bringing it up in the chat.
Yeah, just like with this upcoming convention that we're going to, I just was wanting to know what your guys' thoughts were, because I know there's times when I'm in a convention and I'm at a table looking at something that looks pretty fucking cool, and you're not thinking of anything other than what you're seeing in front of you, and at the end of the day, you might have, I ran into this a couple of times where I bought something and I was just like, oh yeah, this is cool, I want to get this, and I'm thinking already in my head like, oh, I can pick this up, I can pick this up, and actually start completing whatever that thing that I bought, whether it's a series or the case may be, and I'm like, fuck, and then I get home and I'll be like, what did I just do? Like, I just bought something, wasted like $100, and when that $100 could have gone to a collection that I'm already collecting, that I'm already devoted to. And I said I could have spent it on that, or even spent it on like improving my building my displays, or improving our displays, or whatever the case may be, buying another Dio. But like, at the end of the day, it's like, what do you guys do? How do you guys handle that? Because sometimes I'm just like horrible at it, because every convention I go to, I find myself buying something new that I don't need, and I'm like, oh shit. And then I whether I get into that rabbit hole and continue, or it just sits there, and then until the next convention, I'll find something that's exactly like that, or another piece to that item or that series, and I'll buy it again.
So this might surprise you guys, but I try to present myself as a pretty rational, calm, somewhat structured and regimented individual. But Dom, I've fallen into that trap many times. This was probably like 8 or 9 years ago. I was at Wizard World when I lived in Chicago. with my one good friend that we had gone to that show for probably about 10 years in a row. And there was a remake of that show, Land of the Lost. I don't know if anyone ever paid attention.
I remember.
Yeah, but the early 90s version.
Yeah, the girl. I remember.
Yes. And this one booth, everyone else who knows me knows I'm a car guy. They had a toy line, and they had this Jeep Cherokee, was like the 4x4. And I remember the Cherokee in the show was really well done. Brush guard, nice tires and rims, looked really cool. And I got excited. I'm like, oh, it's the Jeep Cherokee. And it was like, I don't know. I think I spent like 40 or $45 on it. It was like sealed in the box. As soon as I bought it, I was like, what the fuck did I just buy? And why did I grab this thing? And it was a big clunky toy. Like once I really looked at it, I was like, it's really just cheesy. And, I ended up carrying it around because, the parking was so far away. I didn't want to take it out to the car. So not only did I make a bad purchase, I had to live with it for the next couple hours. I think it's the moment. Like I can walk into a Target, or when Toys R Us was around, I could walk into Toys R Us and look around and not feel obligated to buy anything and feel fine. But in a special setting like that, sometimes it's, I don't know. I think I feel more of a compulsion to buy something, and it gets asking yourself, like you said, do you really, really want this? Or would I rather go home and put that money towards something else that really is going to be part of the collection versus a spontaneous buy? It's tough.
Did you have that problem when you drove 2 hours up from Southern Delaware to Northern Delaware and you went to the Lego stores? Like, well, I can't leave empty handed. I'll go buy a Voltron.
That's true too. See, I'm guilty. It's guilty. And the thing is, Brian, like I had the Lego Bugatti like en route, like it was being shipped to me. I think it's supposed to be delivered like that next day, right? I think we were there on a Friday, and I think it was that Saturday. So I still had something I really wanted coming, but like in the moment, I was like, no, I can't, do all this and not. Yeah, I can't go home empty-handed. So yeah, I'm guilty of it.
I just find it like it's very hard for me not to do that on a convention. I just like there's so much out there in front of your face, and it just gets my juices flowing, and what like seeing something that I liked and like, well, let me buy it, and I can just go ahead and start this collection or get this item.
Pirates of Dark Water.
Yep. Like, dude, I bought the whole fucking set, and then I went back and bought the boat on eBay, and it's like now I got a whole Dark Waters. That's not a small collection. It's not a big collection. It's a few characters and a boat, a play set, but it's like I fucking like that. It's just 1 second at that table caught my eye. I'm like, holy shit! It's a show that I used to love watching, and it's like, oh my god, like and I bought the whole damn thing, and it's like I feel like will I ever like? And now I'm in this whole thing about displaying and getting my stuff up there. Now, am I ever going to like get a space and time to put that stuff out there and enjoy it the way I should enjoy it? That's like, to me, like, I'm not too worried about that because I know I'm more happy that I have it. But like, I just feel like, it's just those little spontaneous like purchases that I just, oh, what the fuck did I just do? And I could have put it in towards something that I'm more focused on right now in my collection. And I just wasted whatever money. And I don't think it's wasted. I just feel like, it could have just been rerouted differently.
Yeah. Hey, Dom, quick tip on those Pirates of Dark Water. On the after hangout last night, I was going through my old Zolicon album when I took pictures of all the tables.
Yeah.
And they have black lights in there, and those things looked great under black light. So they probably don't look as great right now. So when you put them on display, leave them in package and black light them up.
Well, I'll put them by some other black lighted items
there you go.
that I have in my collection. But like the other day, I was in a GameStop, and I've been collecting all the Masters of the Universe Filmation, and I also picked up those little classic Filmation line that they've been pushing out. It's not too expensive. It's $20 a figure, and it's like a little classic, old toy vintage, but more in the Filmation look. And I saw the freaking Thundercats versions that Funko, I think it's Funko's doing them.
Yeah,
and they look great. They look like they actually look like that they would really fit together, and I was like, oh, let me pick these up. And it seems like wave one is, they have 4 characters in wave one and the other 4 characters. So it looks like by wave 2, they'll have like all the good guys and most of the bad guys available. And I just feel like, did I have to pick up the Thundercats? Like, do I really have to do that? And Brian, the Thundercats is something like we'll never, like, we'll love to get somebody to do a toy line and complete that toy line, and
Did you buy them, Dom?
I did buy them.
God, you have to return them.
Yeah. Dom's like the only guy that bought them.
Yeah, I did. I probably was, but I bought them.
See, but that's the thing, though. Like when we catch that fever, sometimes an event like the convention that's coming up this weekend, the chances are high that any one of us could unexpectedly like wind up spending money, and I think it just comes down to the type of collector you are and what you're currently collecting. Because like Dave or Dom, like what happens, I don't know what kind of, this is going to be my first Zolocon, but I assume it's a mix of retro and maybe modern. But what happens if there's a vendor there that has the hot toys that you're looking for, Dom? You know what I'm saying? Or Dave, like similar to that. And then they have the piece you need and you weren't going there expecting to spend 150, 200, 250, 300, right. But they have the piece you need. Are you going to walk away?
Those cons are trouble, man. I walk away with something. Speaking of the Brooklyn one we went to last year, I bought a few things. Like I didn't even know what the hell I was buying. I just got them. I was like, I'm here. I collect toys. I need to buy some toys. And two of the things I never opened. But one of these things, this little robot trash can guy, I don't know. Now that I have a desk, like I can actually have a desk toy. I don't know. And I find myself when I'm working from home just like screwing with this thing all the time. So I don't know.
And it's funny because I try to keep to a plan. Like I want to go into the convention. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. And it's just sometimes that like no plan that I have, I would always like, it just blows up in my face. Granted, I find the things that I'm looking for, but then like all of a sudden, like the plan doesn't, like I don't stick to that plan and I just deviate. And then all of a sudden, like, I'm looking at some other toy line that I'm more interested in getting. I think it hurts like me for one, because there's so much variety in these shows and it gets your, it just gets your interest into those things because there's so much things out there and it opens your eyes to other things. And it just, I just don't focus on what I'm doing or what I'm collecting that I'm putting all my money into. So it's like I can just quickly get into other things and look at other things that are out there because these shows provide that for you. So it's hard. Like it's like Mythic Legions is one of the things that didn't have planned to go buy Mythic Legions that one time when we went to ToyCon, and there we go. We bought Mythic Legions that first time.
Sometimes I feel like I'm at a con I haven't bought enough, so then I'll start hitting up the people with their homemade wares and stuff. It's like, oh, Mike Kincaid's here again. All right, let me go buy some more stuff from him.
That's showing your support for your friends too.
But like, I don't like the thing is sometimes it's not even regret. Like sometimes, like with the Mythic Legions, I'm happy that I got into the line because it's a great fucking line and I'm enjoying it. And at the end of the day, I just feel like, if I didn't open that door or didn't deviate from my plan, I'd probably be missing out on a great toy line. And that's why I think that it's a double-edged sword in regards to this, because sometimes there's regret, but then there's sometimes like you're like, oh my God, this is a great toy line that I thank God I got into it. And whether it's in the beginning or like or like in some cases when Black Series came out and 6-inch Black Series came out, I got into at the beginning, and I'm happy that I did, because after into the 6th wave that came out, those first waves were really hard to get, and the prices went up high on them. So it's like, and Mythics was the same thing. I wish I got it in the beginning, where I didn't have to, I could have paid $35 for those figures. And now it's like when you got in at the middle of the road and you had to go back to buy some of those figures, you're going for, you're paying a pretty penny to go back and pick up some of those figures.
Yeah. That's just luck of the draw sometimes, though. I mean, if you didn't know about that line, then that's not really your fault if you're kind of coming in after the fact, But
yeah, you can play ladies if you're not, if you're not in the forest and the tree falls, doesn't make a noise, like that old saying. Because if you didn't know about it, what would you really be, would you knew that what you were missing? No, I wouldn't know what I was missing, but I'm in this community, and I'm sure JD and everybody else will tell me what I'm missing.
Well, like me, like
Yeah. You fucking missing out on this great fucking toy.
Yeah. Dave, are you going to that show looking to pick anything up this weekend, or just hanging out, chilling? I can't hear you.
Oh, his mic is out.
You don't want to talk to me?
Dave don't like us.
You don't want to talk to me, bro? Got no words.
He fucking called you.
He's having technical difficulties.
Gary said his internet went out too.
Man, Gary's internet went out too. Get another hamster on that wheel.
Hello.
Yeah, there's your voice.
Yo, I plan on not getting shit this weekend. Honestly, like maybe a mythic or two, and that's it. But I say that every time I go.
Yeah. Stay tuned to next week.
No. I honestly am only going to see you guys. See you guys, have a lunch or whatever, and come home. You know what I mean? If I get something, like I said, it'll probably be like something I'm missing out on the mythic end, or maybe just a quick find of something that I might be missing from my collection. But I'm not trying to get into no new rabbit holes this weekend.
No. Is there anything out there that could sway you? Like what's the potential? Like, is there anything that you got your eye on that's like, oh, if I saw this in person, I'd pick it up? Anything like that for any?
Oh shit! Well, if I saw a Solar Chogokin Voltron, I probably at a decent price, I might jump on that, because I've been wanting that too, but it's just been impossible to get.
Yeah. What about 6-inch movie turtles, Dave? You into that?
I got the 12-inch. Who needs the 6-inch when you got 12-inch, man?
Hey, Dave, I hate to interrupt, but
man,
do you have a fallen soldier in your DTOF over there?
A what?
Looks like did someone fall over in your DTOF? Is that Finn?
Look, the analyzer, bro. This dude sees everything. That's fucking. That's Bespin Luke. He fell over. I didn't bother to pick him back up.
Your forehead toward window. I'm not feeling good, Dave.
So I'm gonna start by saying I don't need to go to a convention to get sucked in to something. I've fallen for this trap a lot lately from Fans Toys with this regret. But I figured somebody'd laugh at that. But
we're all
JD,
still dejected, JD.
But I would feel like that's a different type of regret, because you've been collecting Fans Toys, you have expectations of Fans Toys, and these recent figures that just not met your previous expectations. Yeah.
But so like when I go to a show, I'm usually looking for stuff that I might have had as a kid. So there's a lot of like that old vintage stuff that I will hunt for. And if, I didn't know, somebody remade this, that'll get me, So I don't know.
And you'll also be looking for those Lord of the Ring horses.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta get one more of those.
I'll be on the lookout. I think we have enough of them, especially if they're doing mounts. But we will hunt for them, and if we find them, of course, we'll spread the love.
Like that third orc you got over there.
We'll see.
He's saying spread the love.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be hard for and Brian can chime on that, because in our after hangout we were like searching for the SH Figure Arts Harry Potter figures, and if I see those there at a good price, it's going to be hard for me not to buy it, because I really want to get into that, because I love those movies. Those movies.
So Dom, let me ask you a question before you keep going. Right?
What's up?
All right, I get it. You love Pirates of Dark Water because you used to watch it as a kid, right? Mm-hmm. You love Harry Potter, as do I. I'm a Harry Potter on the low. I love it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But do we have to buy everything because we like the fiction? Do we have to buy a fucking $50 toy to reflect our passion for the fiction that we're watching? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think that's just in my blood.
If that's the case, yeah, I know it's in all our bloods. Obviously, we're fucking addicts, all of us, plastic addicts, right? Mm-hmm. But
like for me, I like for example, JD's playing with those gremlins, right? I fucking think they're great. They look awesome, you know? I bought the gizmo when it came out, but I got rid of it. And the reason I got rid of it is because I said, all right, he's cool. I like him, but where the fuck does he fit with everything else that I have? You know? And then it's like, okay, somebody might pop into my house and say, oh, look, you got Gizmo and you got Gremlins, right? And they'll find it cool and, you know, they'll play with it for 5 minutes and they'll be over it. I almost get the same way. You know what I mean? Like with some stuff. So, like the stuff that I'm really passionate about, I keep. You know, like the Star Wars stuff, I can't get rid of because I fall in and out of love with it constantly. Transformers, in and out of love with it constantly. But like all this other stuff, like it can come and go. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, I'll buy it, you know, and if I'm getting too deep into it, I'll stop. So like I'll give you an example. The Masters of Universe. Right? I'm still on the fence. I have probably a majority of the, you know, the first few waves that came out.
Yeah, the Maddie collector stuff,
and especially the Maddie stuff, the Filmation stuff. But I never got into the Super 7 stuff, and they were characters that I needed. You know that well, not needed, but wanted. And I said to myself, "Well, Dave, you haven't even put one out on display yet. You haven't taken more than 2 of them out at a time. So why do you need to keep buying them? You know, they're not cheap." You know, they're not $20. I mean, like, oh, I can buy 1 or 2 for $20. They're like 40, 50 bucks.
Yep, and up.
And the harder ones to get that I was buying, I was paying 70, 80, 100 for fucking Skeletor and He-Man at the time. Now they re-released them and they're fucking $40 again, you know?
Maybe you'll need them later.
Right, but do I really need them? Because how passionate am I about He-Man?
Well, Dave, if you want to ever get rid of those are the ones I want. I don't want these Super 7 ones.
He wants that Maddie.
There's a few people who told me the same thing. I had this conversation recently with somebody.
Well, I got your classics, man. Don't give a fuck if you're getting rid of those classic ones. I want those classic ones.
You see, look, I got everybody. See, that's why I won't get rid of them too, because they do look good.
But that's the thing.
They're nice looking figures.
Yeah, but there's
they pop. The colors pop. The fucking, they're well made. So that's why I'm on the fence. So it won't be until I actually get a few out that I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna fuck with this. I'm gonna keep it, and then maybe get some figures that I missed out on.
But I hear you, Dave, because it was the same way with those Gremlins. I love the movies. I enjoyed the movies, but when I saw them on the shelves, I popped open the boxes. Oh wow, look, this looks cool, but like I just didn't have that connection. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have that all in feel that I would have for, say, the lines that I'm in, like Star Wars, Transformers, and Marvel. But like when it comes to Harry Potter, I am into that lore. I am into that world because I'm watching the new movies that are coming out. They're doing a good job with them, and it's like, I really would feel like if they made some decent freaking toys for them, I would definitely get on board with that. And I think SH Figure Arts is making that attempt, and I just want to get on the boat now. But I
want you to think about this though, right? With the SH Figure Arts, with the Harry Potter stuff, for example, they're doing them first year right now, right?
Yes, they are.
Their first year. SH Figure Arts, if that line is anywhere successful, they're going to come out with more characters for the first year, right? Then they're going to come out with the second year and the third year, and and so on and so forth. Yeah, so now you're talking a set of 5 or whatever 4 that they have out now turns into 40 within 2 years, and that's $2,000-$3,000 in figures that you love because you like the movie.
I know. Is that horrible?
It's horrible. It's a disease. We have a fucking disease.
Yeah. I don't know. So I was thinking about this disease aspect, and I was wondering, since we are toy collectors in this hobby, is it almost like our obligation to pick up new toys? Because we have to mess with them. Like, we're toy aficionados. Something new comes out. I mean, you think about these foodies, right? These foodies that have to try every new restaurant that pops up.
I'm like Brian's approach. I'm liking Brian's approach to Dave's approach here. I'm doing my duty, okay, Dave?
No, I get it.
I'm doing my collector's duty, okay? To buy these figures.
I'm not trying to be the bad guy here. Brian makes a lot of sense, because if we weren't doing this show or we weren't in the realm or anything, I might have a whole lot less shit behind me right now.
Yeah.
You know, but I also might not be enjoying my life, because I've, like I've said it before, it's more than the toys. The toys brought us together, but it's not what kept us together. It's the relationships we build, right? So like I said, this weekend, I'm going to see you motherfuckers. I don't care. I do care about the toys, but it's not about
it's
that.
secondary. It's secondary. Yeah. Exactly. Well, you brought up an interesting point, but the same thing like what Brian brought up, like I think it depends. Like it doesn't matter. I don't think if you're spending $20 or if you're spending $100 or whatever. Like I think either or, you're still spending money like on the hobby. You're still like in on the hobby. And Dave, like I think that question you brought up is like, do you have to have a representation of everything you like? That's a valid question. I was talking about that with Bobby when we recorded that episode of VC, and that was on the after show, like about like, hey, like I'm since I'm trying to cut back, I have to kind of, if I'm going to collect anything, it has to be what I enjoy collecting like the most, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting the most enjoyment out of collecting Transformers. Like I love DC, I love Marvel. I could be collecting Hot Toys. I could still be collecting Fig Arts. I could still be buying Legends. I could be buying all this shit. You know what I'm saying? But fucking, I made a decision to step back. So it's like, what do you enjoy the most? And then I think once, we've all been in this shit for years already. So if you could take that step back and be like, okay, and have that willpower to be like, I'm only gonna buy this. I'm not gonna I'm gonna stay in this lane and not fucking step out of it. Then it's an easy decision. It's an easy pass. Like whatever you see this weekend, you could be like, whatever, it doesn't matter. But you know what I'm saying? If you're not actively doing that, anything could catch your eye. You know what I'm saying? You could see something and be like, ooh, that's dope. And then Dom talks about maybe the regret afterwards. We've all felt that, I think, too, when we've had the fever and bought a bunch of shit. And then we're like, oh, damn, I'm not even into this. Like you were saying, Masters of the Universe. Do you care about that shit that much? Like you're willing to kind of like let that go now. And how much money did you drop into that when you were into it? Right.
Yeah. A few hundred, if not more.
You're paying aftermarket prices for shit. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. So, it's a balance that we got to fucking kind of learn how to strike there.
I'll give you another example, Jose. What Dom's talking about. Like, I love Michael Jordan, right? Best basketball player, in my opinion, ever. I own 40, 50 pairs of his sneaker. At one point, I said if I was gay, it'd be the only man I'd go after. You know what I mean? Like, that's Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? Like, that's Jordan. So what did I do? I went and fucking bought a fucking 1/6 scale Michael Jordan figure.
Yeah,
because it looks like him. It comes with his jersey. It comes with changeable sneakers.
Does it come with a basketball?
Yeah, it comes with a basketball.
Yeah, it comes with a basketball. And you know where it is, JD? In a fucking box for the last year. Because
but that's gonna look cool as shit when you.
Where's it gonna go though, Dom? Where the fuck's it gonna go on next to fucking Luke Skywalker and fucking Darth Vader?
You'd have him shooting hoops. Yeah, it's like you were saying you didn't have a place for the gremlins in your collection.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you have the quarter scale turtles, right?
Yeah.
There you go,
dude. You could build some bleachers and have those gremlins watching Michael Jordan shoot a basketball hoop on your shelf.
See, realm of enablers. I'm looking at them right here. Oh, you motherfuckers right there.
I think Jose said it best.
I'll build you the stadium too.
Jose just said it best. Where he asked, like, how badly do you really need a representation of that, or is enjoying the show or the memory? I don't know. The media, is it enough?
Mm-hmm.
So like the Thundercats, Dom, like, right? Like we all agree we would enjoy a complete set or a well done set of Thundercats figures, but do you want some representation so badly that you would buy those other ones, right? So
I do. That's the thing. I granted, yeah, and I always think back to myself, like, because I was just Transformers. I was Transformers for a long time. And I think back and I was like, you know what? I'm actually happy that I stepped out of that focus and I got into other things because I feel like I would be missing a lot of what I have now. And if I stayed with Transformers, I probably would have gave up and not continue collecting because it would just I would fall into those doldrums. I will fall into those ruts and just give it up and probably regret selling. And then and people have done it before. They've sold off their collection, and maybe the months following feel regret doing it and buy it right back.
They feel regret. Quitters.
Yeah, and then but that's the thing. Like I feel when I think back and say, what the fuck? Why did I go through? Why am I going into other lines? Why am I going to this? Why am I? But then, I ask myself, well, what's on the other side of that card? If I just stayed with Transformers, would I still be collecting? Would I? So what would I be missing? And then I'm like, I would have been missing all this other stuff that I've gained.
Let me ask you a question, right? So listening to what you just said, let's go back to Thundercats for example. Mm-hmm. So we have the Maddie stuff that came out, which is a half a collection, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say we don't have it. So essentially we really don't have a full Thundercat set out there except for the vintage, right? You're still breathing today, right? Your dick's still attached, right? You don't necessarily fucking you don't need it.
I don't need
so
it.
So the problem is I'm talking for myself. I'm looking in the mirror now. I'm not coming down on you. I'm looking in the mirror. What I'm trying to say is, right, when they do come out with that set and it looks fucking great, do we buy things just because we fucking need, oh my God, other people have it, I need it. My collection needs that. Or is it because we're actually enjoying the figure for what it is? Or do we just buy it to fucking put it in the corner and say we have it?
I think it's definitely not for me. It's definitely not I need it because somebody else has it. It's not that for me. Mm-hmm. I think it's for me is the acquiring it. I have it. I need it. I need it, and I want it, and I want it, and I need to get this. In my collection.
When I hear the word need, I'm like, yeah, that crack is the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, it's not that we need it, our collections need it.
Thank you, Brian. My wants turn to needs very fast. It's all want at the beginning, but then it turns into need, and it just becomes that's the thing. I think it's the acquiring for me. I want it, and I'll do everything in my power to get it. And enjoyment. The enjoyment comes from the whole cycle, the whole just looking for it, getting it, having it, acquiring it, and then eventually displaying it or enjoying it or pulling it out, playing with it, whatever the case may be. I will enjoy all the whole spectrum of that process. But I just feel it's just to me. I just at the end of the day, I'm just when I was thinking about it, I was more thankful at the fact that I did get into other lines and I didn't stay focused. Because if I did stay focused, I feel like I would just got oh, this sucks. What am I doing? And I just give up right away.
Yeah, well,
because I've done it in the past. Don't get me wrong. When I was in the beginning of my Transformers collection, I did sell off my collection, and I went back and got it. And
I also think it's a little hard, Dom, because you like to complete things. Where I agree with you totally on the idea of keeping an open mind and trying. A new line isn't always out of boredom. It could just be out of curiosity. We've had this conversation, I think, a few times before, or just try and get something different, or to fill in gaps in time frames and stuff. But I think it's different when you have that completist view. It's far more dangerous.
It is. And it's really dangerous because especially when you're coming in this, Gary, you don't know how much and how hard it's for me to not go buy those Sub-Zero and that Scorpion for Storm collectibles. I came midstream into that line and that wave, and I would want to go back now and buy those three figures because I'm missing Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Reptile, and they go for fucking $200 a pop.
And that's because you love Mortal Kombat, right? Like
I do love Mortal Kombat.
Oh my god, I love everything.
I'm gonna fucking. I played that video game nonstop for years.
You're close to paying those inflated prices just for the satisfaction of saying like, hey, I got these. Like what? See, you've already gone this long without having it. So doesn't that feeling pass after a while to be like, okay, hey, like it's been this long, I don't have them. So I could be okay with
Jose,
not having
I just looked at him this afternoon. Okay. It just looked up at this afternoon, seeing if some fucking idiot on eBay puts them up for like $100 because I would buy it.
Yeah, just scouring.
Yeah,
just like, always looking.
But like I have, I'm not doing it, and this is a test to myself because this is the one line that I will never. I've bought all the other ninjas. I bought from you, Gary, the Goro. So like I have it. It's not completed. And I'm not going to do, and I have the power and the willpower to and means to do it and buy those figures, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to fucking do it because I'm testing myself and I want to see what happens. Like I want to see whether Brian's fucking book of morals and truth that he talks about have patience saves pockets. I want to see it happen. I want to see that fucking company reissue those fucking 3 characters, and I can say, you know what, Brian, you're absolutely fucking right.
It happens, and just to let you know, that was not I did not author that book. That was from our leader.
Yes, I know, Mr. Chris. But like, I just feel like there's times where I've done it. I've came in the middle of the road of a line, and I went back and I bought everything going what I missed. And granted, you have like in that case, you have to dig into your pockets and pull out the money and work a little harder to buy those items because they're not going to be for what retail prices that they were before. And I remember what was it? We had a conversation, Dave, when you called me and you were looking for 2 Hot Toy figures, and now they're dropped like so dramatically, and it's like I bought them from cheap, but like now they're really cheap, and it's like I should have just waited.
Right. Like you're talking about the Hot Toys Finn, for example,
Finn
right?
And the Captain Phasma, like
they're giving those away now.
BBTS, if you buy that figure, is giving you like 200 store credit because they want to get rid of it.
That's crazy. I was gonna ask too, but I think Gary might have already answered it for you, Dom. But what about the rest of you? Like, are you guys okay with maybe doing something a little bit more scaled down? Like, if you feel like you want to get a representation of the things you like, would you be okay with just getting like a figure or 2 of it? And then like Dave, you got your DTOFs up, dedicating a DTOF, what you could have like 3 shelves, dedicate each shelf to a different property and just have a representation of, whatever those properties may be. And that's all you would need. Like, instead of just being able to go all in, but Gary said Dom's like that completion is tight. Can anybody else do that? Like, just be okay with getting a couple of pieces and like that's it?
I'm starting to think that way, Jose.
Yeah.
I have a ton of 6-inch Star Wars stuff, and it's a mess over there. But I have a single display of all the Figure Arts A New Hope characters with my Power of the Force Falcon in the background, and it's done. Like, that shelf is done, and then it's like, I don't even feel like messing with these other ones and figuring out what the hell I'm going to do with those. It's like, and there's. As I find that I'm looking at making nice displays and there's limited room, I'm like, I'm not sure. I think I made a big mistake buying a lot of this stuff. And these Transformers, I'm sure you've heard Bobby say it many times in the past few weeks. Like, he looks at his set of Dinobots and he's like, wow, I think this is good. I am not willing to do that from a Transformers perspective. I think for me, my masterpiece line is the reason why I want all of season 1 and season 2 is because as a kid, I always wanted them and I never was able to complete that line. But, so I'm still figuring out ways to display those. And I think I found something that I like, which is not typically a shelf of season 1, season 2 stuff, but I'll save that for another show. But I've got a shelf over there full of very attractive 6-inch women. So, it's like that's the first time I put them all together. I'm like, it's nice. What the hell was I doing buying all those things for?
The funny thing is Jose, I wish I was wired like that. I wish I can just have one, like, Darth Vader. That's my Star Wars. That's represents Star Wars to me.
Get a Luke and Darth Vader. And
that's all I need.
Yeah.
I wish I was like that. What gets me? The way I'm programmed is that I say, what else would look cool? This will look cool with that, or this will look cool with that. And then that thinking is what makes me a completionist, because then I want everything so I can have the ability to make everything look fucking cool with each other.
That's exactly the way I thought. And now here I am digging through my crawl space being like, oh yeah, now I remember how I was going to display that Batmobile. I don't have room for that now. Great.
And that's like, I'm definitely going to cross that road. And it's like, I'm probably going to be like, maybe there in a time in the future, I will have that, that capability of doing that. And then whether I just get, this is time to let go and thank you for the enjoyment and just put it on eBay, sell it off and go move on to the next thing, but like that I haven't crossed that road yet for myself. And I hope when I do, hopefully I hold on to it to where if I do get the opportunity to do it and my space does become a little larger than what I have currently, and maybe but like you said, like Brian, I might just not have the time, not have the patience for that, and then put it up on eBay and sell it. Because I sell on eBay, I get rid of things, and at the end of the day, I'm not afraid of not getting rid of things. So
yeah. Then that's another important factor to consider: the amount of real space, the real estate space you have to dedicate to that. Like I was going to ask JD next, like he has his like multiple, like I think rooms kind of dedicated to the things that you collect. So is that a problem that you're basically in the same boat as Dom? You're not going to limit yourself because it's like, why, right? You have the space that you need to kind of do the things you want with your collection. No?
I'd say for the most part, I do have a lot of stuff in bins that I can't display because where the fuck am I going to put them?
Well, so that's just sheer amount of volume for like the things you own. Then.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I've been doing this for, since I was like 14. Yeah. So like everything since then. But yeah, I don't really feel that I limit myself at all as far as like what I'm picking up.
But the funny thing too is like for me, I've done a time in my life where I displayed my stuff, and then after hearing all you guys, and you're in the process of displaying, and I will display a portion of I'm in the process of doing that display for myself. But the funny thing is that like I'm kind of scared. Like when I hear you guys talk, I'm scared to the point where like do I really want to display myself? Because I don't want to feel that disappointment. I don't want to feel those issues or those problems because I'm having fun and just acquiring it. And, at the end of the day, yeah, I rotate my toys out. I play with a little bit here and there, but like I move on to the next thing. But isn't that what it's all about? Like at the end of the day, you're just enjoying it for the toys that they are. And you get the time, and when whatever little time you have with whatever toy you're just dealing with that day or that week, you move on to the next thing. You might even come back to it on a rainy day, whatever the case may be. But
yeah, if you think you're scared listening to us talk recently, I invite you to go to Ace Milo's Instagram page. He has had a post over the past couple days where he has got his whole basement now. He's putting stuff up to display.
I've been in Ace's basement.
He's got, I think, about the same amount of stuff you do.
Yeah, Ace
take a look at some of his pictures.
Yeah,
just think about our friend with the mask, right? He has a fucking basement the size of my house, and he's even worried about where he's putting shit. So it's like, come on.
Yep.
You run out of room eventually.
You do. Yeah. No matter what space you have, whatever the case may be, I'm sure as a collector you will fill that space and some
easily. Yeah,
because that's how we're built. But like why fight it? I don't want to be mad at myself for it. I'm just going to say, what? That's the way it is.
I feel like the best solution to that is an ever rotating collection.
Correct. Like an ever rotating collection where you
You're
bring
always
some stuff out of storage and you put it up.
Yeah, but you always get to mess with it. You know,
Yep.
This and that's been sitting there for how long, and you get to mess with it, put it away, and put up the next one.
And that's a good point, JD, because there are some people who live the display, and then there's people that are really kind of just in love with the plastic itself, you know.
But JD, I can see myself doing that. Like I can see where a half of my display, like if I ever did a display and I had the space, I didn't. Granted, I'm not going to have the room for everything, but I would probably have a section of my room where I would just never touch. That's my display for my, my high end whatever figures that I would just like to stand back and look at. And then I'll have another portion where I would rotate things out and just have the opportunity to play with something that's in the closet and just bring it out, play with it, set it all up, enjoy it for a year, take it back down and do something else.
See, I kind of do that. Like I'll leave. I have like a bunch of my bins in the closets, so that like I can get them out and we can actually sit and play with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they end up all over the setting up a big battle or something.
Yeah.
Stupid. You know what I mean?
So they're not in box, right? JD, they're loose.
Right.
All right, and I think that's very important too for a rotating collection, because imagine if you had to put every fucking SH figure art back in a box with all the little hands, and that shit gets annoying, you know.
I throw a lot of my boxes away recently for SH figure arts, dude. Like I put the figures, and they're very, they're higher end collectibles, so you got to be careful, especially some of those smaller bits and accessories. But I just kind of wrapped up a lot of them like individually. And
so like I went through.
I'm gonna pose a. Go ahead, JD.
Oh, that's okay. We recently have been kind of going through stuff, and I have that box collection. Like I have like every box to every toy that I ever fucking bought.
Yeah.
So I just have
a big fucking mess. Yeah.
Because I think that's interesting perspective about. We always talked about space. That comes up quite a bit. But let's just go down the line, and I'll start because I'm the one who just moved recently, and I was in my last house for barely a year and a half. But like just go down the road. And how long have you lived in your current spot, Dom?
I've been here for, I think, 6 years now.
6 years. Okay. Brian, how about you?
10 years in June.
Wow. Okay. See, Jose, how about you in the apartment?
9.
In the city? 9. Okay. JD?
10.
10 years. See, it's like, and Dave?
4.
4. Okay. So you're pretty close. I just say it's interesting because if, move, I think move to a place, especially not just like the same city, right? When you do like a big life relocation, it will 100%, I think, start to change how much you really do care about a lot of this stuff based on the circumstances of that situation. Just
like I said, I've been doing this since I was 14. Yeah. So every apartment that I've had, my last house, I had just as much stuff.
Yeah,
carrying all that shit around with me.
I hear what you mean, Gary, because I know, like when I moved, I'm like, you want to carry and move around like the least amount of shit possible.
Yep, exactly right. Yeah.
So a lot of that junk, not to call anything we collect junk, but you might reconsider, like if you're kind of moving frequently, you're gonna maybe think about what you're buying a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think about that like when I open the cupboards in my kitchen, like how many fucking coffee mugs do I need? It's just me,
My girl's saying that about all these fucking like mugs, these big ass glasses I got in the cabinet. She's like, really? And I'm like, hey, I'm just, collecting.
Something else I wanted to bring up when we talked about rotating collections. I was talking to Larry about his display that he's working on and how he's going to be displaying his stuff. And he said that he's working on a spot where, I think this is specifically for Transformers, but basically he's got one spot to make a nice display. And then underneath there are shelves where basically you build a bench of figures, right? So you're like, I'm bored today. What am I going to do? Or you plan it like, here's this weekend, I'm going to make a nice display. It's like people who are painters, right? They paint a picture. They got to make sure they got all the paints and the colors they need. Perhaps maybe you can kind of treat creating displays as an art form. It's like, I'm going to create a new display today, and then let me go to the bench of toys and see, what's going to go in there, something like that.
I think you should do that, Brian, where you have in that room, you have the nice displays that you want, and in your B room, just bench them up.
Bench them up. Everybody's on the bench.
Everybody's on the bench. Who's going to get into the playing field? You are today.
The room of understudies. That's right.
There you go. I wish I had a B room.
Yeah.
You do have a B room.
I don't got no fucking B room.
Also, Ralph L., or as he goes by, Hosea, in the chat, he said he once had an idea to rent a storage space with a few of his friends, and they could have like a clubhouse and put their collections in there. That's an interesting idea.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
If you're able to do that, like anybody that's like in close proximity, that is kind of like an interesting.
Let's do one. We'll do it in Staten Island in the middle ground.
Middle ground. And Dave's got the only key.
What we could do is just chip in and buy like a giant Sprinter van and deck out the inside, and they can like rotate from people's house to house.
Gary, that'd be perfect for you. You move around so much, you can just live in it. 24-hour security too on the fucking toys.
Gary's one requirement in this van, it would be a bed.
I feel like Gary's collection would just run across the dashboard. Like
sometimes it feels that way.
You just guys gave me an idea.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna buy an RV. Keep it on the block, and that'll be my toy room.
There you go.
There's your staging area.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just buy a double wide or something.
Put it on your front lawn and let the neighbors just enjoy it.
Build a treehouse.
Hey, one more thing regarding the topic. I think one of the things we wanted to cover is, in the hiatus of toys for Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
Like, are we like intentionally trying to fill holes and stuff like that? But with the buying, but I'm by listening to this conversation, I get the feeling that's not it. We're just a bunch of junkies. Doesn't matter what time it is, what time of year it is.
The thing is, I think we've all, I think we've discussed the Chinese New Year. Like, we know already what we do and what our strategy is during this time of year. But we just tend to like, okay, well, I'm not going to just place any orders from any overseas sellers. But the option is always open to us to buy anything we want from anything stateside. So it's true. Like, are we just trying to fill that hole like during that time? The thing is that the things we would probably normally be excited for, like Masterpiece or whatever, or third party, the release schedule is not always consistent. So I think that's what Dom's original point is like that potential to just maybe stray from that normal path because the regular things you buy just aren't there. Like, so yeah, it's interesting. You know what I'm saying? The strategy for me is just fuck it, deal with it and just not buy anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if why spend the money on something if you don't have to? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just to kind of be like, oh, I got something new. Like, I understand that need, but that definitely don't just buy something arbitrarily because you got to feel like, hey, I need to get something. But in the case of something like this weekend, the convention we're going to, something catches your eye, maybe something you were collecting and maybe you needed that piece. It's not at the forefront of your brain, but you saw it. It's a pickup. Yeah, why not? And the potential is like always there for that. So
yeah. I predict Dom is going to come home this weekend with a full collection of Cops figures.
You say Cops? I was going to say gargoyles, but I think he already has those. Don't you?
I love the long arm figure from Cops. I think that was like my favorite one.
I like that. I like the police dog, the robot one with the light.
I got him too.
It might be centuries, guys. It might be centuries.
Centurions?
Centurions?
Centuries.
Sorry. You know what I'm talking about.
Wait, was that on the same half-hour show as the other robots you like?
Yeah, Gary. Way to bring them.
What, the Constructabots?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a couple things that I have my eye on that I'm looking for, but
Dave doesn't count.
I know. Yeah. Dave, if I can put Dave in a detox, I would.
I actually fit in the best of before I put the shelves up.
Oh, wow. Dude, remember the picture that Sam did?
Yeah.
That's the fucking greatest fucking thing ever. Nothing will top that shit, man. That's fucking incredible. All right, guys. Well, good discussion. Good discussion. Go ahead, JD. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
I was just gonna say, I kind of feel like, I mean, we do go through our lulls and all that stuff for the through collecting or whatever during this time period. I feel like Transformers is really the only thing we have that, what we fall short on, during like Chinese New Year.
Right.
I feel like we're into so many other lines that,
that don't stop.
It just doesn't,
But the thing is, it's all made in China. So,
but the thing with Transformers too is they flooded us. I mean, there's so much shit that came out the last few weeks. Like, people got to be fucking satisfied with what they got. Like, come on.
Yeah. But I mean, you said it earlier. No, I forget. Never mind.
I mean, it's true though. Like, and Brian, it's funny. It's like a joke. Yeah, it all comes from China and stuff like that. But again, you have your pile of loots. You have maybe just figures that you haven't. You thought about buying and you haven't. So there's always just options there, like to feed that need if you really need to do it. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to relying on maybe like a new release and it's delayed because of the holiday.
And Dave, you do bring up a good point. For the hardcore Transformers collectors out there, especially the Masterpiece line, dude, these guys they're either crying because of their wallets or getting just fucking raped right now. But their collections are, dude, they got Double Evil, Superion, Hoodlum. I mean, give or take Hoodlum, Magic Square Optimus. It's been a pretty good last few weeks.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I didn't pick up any of it. No,
all I got's the Optimus and Hoodlum, but
yeah, that's all I got. So, I mean, you can always, go hunting for that stuff.
Yeah.
During the lull.
Yeah, just make sure you're not ordering from overseas. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Yeah. Everybody, goes crazy if the shit ain't shipped by next day,
Well, the funny thing is that I'm kind of excited at the Toy Fair to see what's coming out.
That's
I really
this weekend, right?
That's this weekend too. So when we're at the con,
no, Toy Fair is next weekend.
Next weekend.
It's next weekend, the 14th.
Nice.
Yeah. So I just feel like I like to see what's coming out, what companies are putting out there, NECA, Storm Collectibles, all that stuff. So it's definitely going to keep my interest and my appetite, there for this year and see what happens. So I think I think they plan it that way, just that February. Yeah.
Wet.
It's going to keep me moist.
Hey, yo, eBay, Valentine's Day's coming up. I need a 20% off.
Yeah, where's the freaking coupon?
Fucking coupon. My list is growing.
All right. So good discussion, guys. Good stuff. And yeah, definitely looking forward to Toy Fair.
And if they do a Steak Mountain Super 7, I'm down.
You already got the Castle Grayskull, so
yeah.
I could have swore you said Steak Mountain.
No,
I think you did say Steak Mountain.
I am starving, Brian. Dude, I'm telling you, when you deprive yourself of carbs, your fucking brain doesn't work at all. At all, dude. Like I was taping up a box yesterday, and I couldn't do it. I'm like, fuck. And like this tape was like, I'm like, fuck it, I give up.
Now I'm just picturing a fucking mountain of meat, fucking steak mountain.
I told myself that I would only because I'm not I don't want to eat steak like meat all the time. Like it's mostly chicken and I do salmon or codfish. Like the funny thing is that I limit myself to one steak a week. So I already had it.
Gary said no more than 2 servings of red meat per day, so you can have it more than once.
I know.
No. I've never tried.
It's 2 ounces.
Just trying to win it.
It's like everyone else, and he's like, "Oh, I took a cheat day. I took a cheat day." I'm like, "You guys,
I took a cheat month.
take a great cheat meal and make it count, but don't take a whole day and undo all your work."
So Gary, though, is it true though? Like I've heard that, let's say, like if you're just fit and you work out on a regular basis, let's say like somebody like The Rock or whatever, right? Supposedly, you like in one day, you could take a day and fucking consume like a crazy amount of calories, and your body could only take so much of it, and you're just gonna wind up shitting the rest of it out. Is that true?
So that's true. That is true, and especially when your body isn't used to eating certain things, right? It's going to react differently on top of that because it can only absorb so much. But what people forget sometimes, and look, I'm just going to share my own experience when, when I've done it. I love pizza. Dave knows this. You guys know this. Dust knows I love pizza. Like I will eat it like an animal as long as it's in front of me. Like when I'm no longer even hungry, and it's a terrible cheat because it's just cheese and bread. You know what I mean? There's nothing. You're better off to have like a burger, Dom, or have a steak, Dom, right? And do that.
Steak mountain.
Yeah, exactly. Steak mountain.
Why? Because it's lacking the protein. Put some pepperoni on it.
Exactly. But the point is just you got to rate how you feel after you've done it, and then remember that feeling the next time you're tempted to eat it, and then maybe just you pick something else. That's all.
That pizza was so fucking good. I can't wait to eat it again. I'm gonna fucking say.
unless you're Dave and I in New York, and he gets up to go pay the bill, and then he comes back and it's all gone.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
it's like in 5-slice Gary.
Yeah, easy.
I'm renaming this episode to fucking Steak Mountain right now.
Steak Mountain.
Yo, if they do Steak Mountain, just make sure they put Potato Hill right next to it. Okay. I want Steak Mountain,
Hamburger
Potato Hill, Potato Hill,
and the river of fucking gravy in front of it, right?
The river of gravy.
It's called the River of Soul.
And the Bridge of Bread.
I'm renaming that shit right now. All right, JD, I think you said you're participating, right? You're gonna step up for the question game. All right, so let's get into that before we close out for the evening.
Who's he talking to?
You,
JD.
I'm just kidding.
Steak Mountain and what gravy?
Potato Hill.
Potato.
Oh man.
All right. So question for the chat. Right?
Yes.
I haven't done this in so long. I don't think I remember how to do it.
Oh, so it was your turn. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So since I have all these gremlins in front of me, the second Gremlins film, when they show the spider one for the first time, what song by what band is playing in the background?
Oh, that's tough.
Wow, this is Gremlins 2, right?
Yeah, in the building.
Josh is googling.
Wait, so
right
when the spider came out, the spider gremlin, what music was playing in the background?
Yep.
Wow,
it's very distinct. It's a bit, like if you know the band, you know.
What year was this movie?
It's fucking 89.
Yeah, it's the same. Gremlins 2 was like 90, I think, right?
Something.
I was 10.
Cyndi Lauper song, something like that.
Nope.
No, that's the Goonies.
True Colors.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. It's metal.
Ooh, it's metal.
So any metal fan would know.
You just got to name the band, or you got to name the song.
I want both. He's watching it. Go ahead and play it.
Go get flagged. Go get flagged.
No, that's not it. It's when they show up for the first time.
Yeah, I was about to say, that sounded like Mannheim Steamroller or whatever, that Christmas stuff. Oh, I've never seen this movie. Yeah.
You've never seen Gremlins 2?
That is fucking blasphemy.
Wow, dude. Well, well, that doesn't surprise me because you said you never watched any of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. So
Yeah, I did see Gremlins, though. Gremlins.
That's crazy.
Maybe that's why I never saw the second one. I tell you,
man.
You know,
I'm gonna fucking buy you the fucking Nightmare on Elm Street fucking box set, so you can watch them all. Send them to you.
And you call him friend, Brian. They're horrible movies, Brian. Don't worry. Horrible.
Josh Fisher, man, you Google that yet? Come on, dude.
Word.
It's gotta be some Metallica music.
He's pulling Metallica. JD's pulling the fucking dust mites and making this shit mad hard.
Josh Fisher says he can't answer.
Remember, you got it. This is softball fucking in the chat, bro. You got to give it to him easy, bro. Give it to him easy.
Josh says he knows the answer, but he can't answer.
Oh, that's right, because he's part of the.
Josh can't answer anymore. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is he? Yeah. Because
well, screw you, Josh. You can't answer. So keep your mouth closed.
No, so that means Jim H. Jim H. usually comes up with an answer.
Prime Jay-Z, Big Pimp.
Nope. I was going to go no doubt. Spiderweb.
Reasons why the ketogenic diet could be.
Oh, doing keto, Dave?
I was going to do no doubt spiderwebs.
You and me be together.
Gwen.
That's Don't Speak. Yeah,
that's Don't Speak, but spiderweb.
Don't Speak.
JD just fucking come up with another question. It's hard as fuck.
Bro, you made it. That's
follow-up question. What color are the gremlins?
That was something that you just can't Google. You can't Google that. You got to watch it.
What time?
They're putting their fucking VHS right now and fast forwarding to that scene to see what music was playing.
This better be a good prize if somebody wins it.
JD, how about you ask them something else, Gremlins? Like, what did they eat the first movie that turned them into?
I know that.
I'm not gonna stick with
a question like
it's
the
got to
rules.
be
Like,
specific
what was the rules
too.
of the gremlin? Like, what can't you do? Like,
I
what
mentioned it on this show.
to a gremlin? What are the rules?
That's too easy. Come on.
What was the nickname that the old man gave to his tractor?
It's not too easy. You gotta just fucking
Greeny meanie.
You gotta answer it exactly. You gotta give them the rules in order.
Jim says, "Give him a minute. He's on it."
He's got the VHS in. Are you watching the DVD or is it VHS, Jim? Which one is it?
E Prime
Jim's like,
"Is 2 Live Crew."
It's 2 Live Crew.
Metallica. E Prime is his birthday today.
It's got to be Metallica. It's got to be something from Metallica.
Nope.
No. What was it? That Pearl Jam?
Nah, it's got to be Black Sabbath, I think.
Nope. Guar. Nope.
Motley Crue.
Nope.
Poison.
Twisted Metal? No,
Nope.
Twisted Sister?
Iron Maiden.
Nope.
Oh God, what was that?
Motorhead.
What was the one that fucking
Black
Ozzy?
Sabbath.
What's Ozzy's Black Sabbath?
Yeah, no.
No.
Pantera.
Nope.
More human than a human.
Oh, Sergeant Kitten's in the chat. Is this it, JD?
Ooh.
Sergeant Kitten's got it.
What was it?
Sergeant Kittens.
From out of nowhere, Sergeant Kittens for the win.
The
Nice.
fuck is Stars and Kittens?
Sergeant Kittens, what did you
What's the answer?
What did you use to get the answer? Was it a DVD or a VHS?
No, Sergeant Kittens is Josh Fisher's alternate name,
Yes, it was.
so he could play.
Oh, Jim came. He had it, but right after. He said, "Wikipedia, you let me down."
What's the answer?
I want to tell you,
Slayer's Angel of Death.
You got it right, Sergeant Kittens. It's all right. So Sergeant
Get
Kittens,
down.
you got it.
tell
You
you,
got to pick a number.
I want to. Oh, also, we are doing 1 to 25 now.
1 to 25. I'm highlighting you, Brian. So pick a number from 1 to 25. Sergeant Kittens. And
JD, I want to let you know I've never seen that movie and I've never heard that song.
That's good stuff.
JD, was that happen to be the song that you played for that last stretch of the drive home when we were coming back from TFCon?
No, I didn't. No, I don't think I played any Slayer. I think that was Dillinger Escape Plan. I think is what I was playing.
Sergeant Kittens chose 16 host question. Sorry, Sergeant Kittens. If you had chosen 22, 12, or 2, you would have won a prize.
You're just lining them up. You're just lining them up.
You better stop doing that. People are going to catch on to that shit.
All right.
Josh can't do it.
JB, we got a question, right?
Yep, I got a question. So pet peeves. What would be your number one pet peeve?
Mine is people who chew with their mouth open.
I don't like that either.
It makes me want to find out who their mom was and smack her because they didn't teach them good manners.
That's good.
Pet peeve. Let me think.
I'll go while you guys think. Mine is people that are too lazy to change their fucking headlights and drive around with their high beams on. I want to carry a baseball bat in my car, follow these people when they stop, and bash their fucking headlights out. Then they gotta change their fucking headlights. You lazy fuck. Just change the fucking headlamps.
That must happen a lot in your area.
Everywhere.
Yeah, because you're out pitch black area. Dark as fucking sin out there.
Funny about that. There's something I always remember. This is from like back in the day, but I remember like driving with my cousin, and I guess somebody had their high beams on and shit, and I'll just never forget it. I don't know why. Don't even remember. I must have been like maybe 17, 18. So this is 97, 98, and I just remember he was like, "Turn your fucking high beam off, you fucking cunt! You fucking cunt! Turn your fucking high beams off!" I was just like, I've always been mindful of that when I'm driving, so nobody's fucking screaming like that at me in their car, you know.
I've never seen you that animated before, bro. Holy shit!
Like, you fucking cunt! Turn your fucking high beams off. And I was like, wow, like, damn. You know, but I get it because I've been in that situation too. It's blinding.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. For me, probably, you know, like I work in an office. I'd probably say just to kind of, you know, something off the top of the dome. You know, people that walk into your office, you know, without knocking and shit, you know, like not that I'm doing anything wrong or whatever. Like I'm always just in there doing my work. But, you know, it can be startling if you're just like, you know, focused, you're doing something, and then somebody just kind of just bursts right into your office and shit. So,
Jose, do you have one of those mirrors so you can see who's behind you? I used to have one of those when I had my own desk.
No, I mean, my back is to the wall. So, like, I'm facing my office door.
I hate that too, Jose. I don't have an office, but I sit in a cubicle, and people come up, like, they'll just come up right next to me to talk to me. And half the time I just farted. So I'm just like, you deal with that now. You know, nobody told you to come over here unannounced. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the other half
you deal with that.
He has porno showing up.
You know, like,
that is fucking amazing.
It's true. It's like a call. Like, there's this one woman I work with. I like her. You know, she's really nice. Her name's Angela. She usually, like, if I don't have lunch with me, if I don't bring my lunch, I'll order with her, you know, whatever. She's a nice lady. But she'll just come up right behind me, like out of nowhere, like that fucking dude in Mr. Deeds, Sneaky. She come up, I'm like, oh shit. And it's every time I fart. So she must like the way my farts smell or something, because she's coming through too often. So.
Does she rub your shoulders when she comes up there?
No. No, but she's a heavy smoker, so like I could smell the smoke coming off her. So that's why she probably can't smell the farts, because you know people that smoke can't really fucking they don't have a good sense of smell.
Yeah, they won't
smell it. Doesn't work out that well.
Oh, they smell the cigarettes.
Yep.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But I do have a pet peeve. It's also at work. I don't know what it is. It follows me in every office I work in. There's always somebody who doesn't blow their nose. Instead, they inhale it. You know when they go and they swallow it. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Blow it out. What are you swallowing that shit for? That's disgusting.
It's
like
that was from the gut. That was from the gut too. You know when you're like,
yeah. I gag. Every time somebody does it, I go.
It's like you're swallowing snot.
Nasty.
Basically.
A big ball of snot and boogers. Nice salty mess going down.
Gross.
Either that or
We
they're just
discussed
like
the day.
complete
Just
cokehead.
keep them out. That's funny. Oh, we caught you, bro.
That's disgusting. It makes me want to throw up.
Yeah, we made him gag.
You never lubed before?
Mine isn't so disgusting, but I can't stand when people don't have manners when you hold a door and they just like walk through, they don't say thank you, or you give them that, gesture in traffic, you don't have to, and you let somebody kind of go in front of you or pull out or, try and do some play and you get zero acknowledgement back.
Yep.
It's like,
that's rude, man.
I got a question for you.
It must be a New York thing.
Don't want to get off topic, but like in an elevator, if there's women in the elevator, do you guys let the women go off first?
Yes.
And go back or go on first?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
I'll be that guy holding the door to make sure everybody gets off, when there's everybody there.
Yeah.
Holding the
manners,
door.
bro. That's manners. See?
Yeah.
Holding the door and stuff like that, and people don't say thank you. I'm always like, oh yeah, you're welcome. I'm that guy. I'll fucking sure, go right ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I was holding that for you. You're welcome.
And also for those who don't know,
they give you a funny look. Like, yeah, you're welcome.
when it comes,
I think there's a smart way to do that. You just go, oh, there you go, my queen. No,
yes,
my lord, my lord.
My lord, let me get this door for you.
Oh, sorry. I forgot the red carpet, you fucking prick.
I'm going to go back into my dungeon now.
What are you gonna say, Brian? I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh no, I was just gonna say for people who don't know, I mean, it's good etiquette for an elevator or something like that to let people out when the door opens before you just pile in on it. So I was gonna say same thing goes for like trains and stuff like that, but you don't want to miss that train. So yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
And be mindful of space etiquette in an elevator. It's the corners first. If the corners are not filled up, then it's the middle. It's the middle, and then after that you pack in. But like, if there's two people getting in an elevator, don't come by me. Go to the other side. Like, go to the other corner.
You don't want to feel another person's aura, Dom? What happened?
It's just so creepy. Like, you go to the back corner, and he just like that person goes right next to you.
They're trying to smell what cologne you're wearing.
I hope there's elevators at this show. This week.
No,
if there is, we get in an elevator. I'm touching tips with Dom. I'm gonna face him.
Josh said people who microwave leftover fish in the break room at work. Yo,
that shit is real, bro. That's real. Dude. It stinks up the whole office.
Oh my god,
the whole fucking floor.
No, when you're on a carb diet and somebody cooks fucking popcorn in the microwave, oh god, that pisses me off so bad.
That's not that bad though.
Oh, dude, I love popcorn. I love popcorn.
E Prime, you got another one. People who eat other people's lunch from the fridge at work.
The scavengers.
I never worked with you, right, Eric?
I can see him being the one that does that.
Yeah.
Listen, we have the rule at work. If the shit's in the fridge, you don't touch that shit. That was put away. But we have tables in the break room. If you leave anything on the table, that shit's fair fucking game.
Yeah. Break room, yeah.
Like, but you got, dude, I know there's a scavenger in my where I work, and he goes into the refrigerators, and if he sees something there 2 nights in a row, he's after it. He gets it.
There was
it's game.
in my old office, there was a thing. They actually had to start putting postings on the wall because lunches are getting stolen, and like it was all signed by all the executive directors in the building.
Wow.
It's like you're in some fucking deep shit if you get caught. Like,
Dude,
damn.
I have performance managed people based on reviewing like the DVR, like the security cameras.
Oh my
For
god!
it being such an issue for people because it's fucking stealing. It's not scavenging. It's like you're literally stealing from somebody else because you're too lazy or unmotivated. And then it's funny, but that's it pisses people off. You know what I mean? That's the thing that messes up your team's engagement. So yeah, I've literally caught people and kind of had to simply ask them to give me the answer, and then it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But
that's why I don't bring.
And that's why I travel with a giant cooler everywhere I go, so I don't have to do it.
I have my own fridge in my office, so thankfully I don't have to deal with shit like that. But yeah, but it happens.
You, Mr. CEO.
No, I wish.
Got my own.
Be making a lot more money.
Fridge. I got my own parking spot.
A mini fridge is not that big of a perk. Trust me. All the shit I fucking deal with. Mark 44 Prime said people that don't wash their hands after using the restroom. Word.
Oh, that's
mine.
That's mine.
Yeah, they always want to be the first to fix a plate at work. Oh,
dude, if I'm in the bathroom and you see like guy goes to the urinal, takes a piss, walks the fuck out. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Don't shake his hand. I've seen fucking doctors do that. I'm like, yo,
you gotta be fucking kidding
what
me.
the fuck?
Wash your hand, dude.
No. Oh, God. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. So,
speaking of which, Zolocon, bring your hand sanitizer. Yeah. and a flashlight.
Good question, JD. Did everybody on the panel answer?
I think Dom, was your elevator the pet peeve for you? Or
no. Like my biggest one is washing your hands in the bathroom. I think.
That's disgusting.
That's that. When I see that happen, I just like, oh.
Let me ask you all a question though. How about this? Do you all, when you are done washing your hands in the bathroom, have a napkin in your hand to open the door when you leave?
Yes.
All right.
I do.
Because then what's the point of fucking washing your hands? You just fucking took everybody else's shit with you on the way out. Like,
all the fucking meatheads that don't wash their hands just grab that fucking handle.
Yep.
I take I watch sometimes like some public bathrooms have garbage cans right by the door. So
they do that.
Right.
You can take the next, you open the door with the thing and just throw it right out.
Mm-hmm.
But then like at my office it doesn't. So like I will just take the napkin, walk it to my desk, and throw it in my wastebasket.
There's been times where there's no paper. It's like the blow dryer ones. Mm-hmm. And I'll wait for somebody to come back and fucking
Dave's just waiting by the door.
Or use whatever t-shirt I'm using, whatever to fucking open
it. Chuck hates people who chew cinnamon gum. Dude, that's an interesting one.
Would that bother somebody?
Yeah, so if you chew Big Red, you're out. Yeah, you're out, son. You're out. That's what you needed to chew when you were ready to make out with your chick back.
Yeah, man. I used to chew Dentine in high school. I used to keep it in the ashtray in my car.
Matter of fact, I hate people who pop gum constantly too. That's annoying as fuck. You keep popping that gum.
That's funny. Eric's on a roll. He said the person who didn't contribute to the office potluck are the first people in line.
It's true.
That's real too. I see that shit all the there's such savages at work. Like people will be like, yo, there's food. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I'll wait till the cheese line is fucking done grabbing their shit, And like I don't
need
show
up at the end and just
I don't need to be the first person in line.
Yeah. Dude, I know that you guys are gonna be this is a Gary thing to say, but like when there's like a potluck like scenario, I got to know who made what because there's people I'm not touching stuff that can't. Dude, I'm dead serious. I am dead serious. I'll be like,
Gary, I'm complete with complete.
I'll try that and I'll try that and I'm out. You know what I mean? Because I don't trust.
There's a woman in my office that constantly coughs like no like nothing is gonna stop her, and she's just like. And when she brings in, I'm like, who made this? It's like, okay, that's great.
You could just see the germs on it.
Exactly. Like she coughs at her desk doing nothing. Like, how are you not gonna? I'm not gonna eat her cookies. I'm not gonna eat her cookies.
Oh man, that's good stuff. Good stuff.
I made some homemade cookies. I'm like, good, leave them there.
Oh, that's terrible. All right, good stuff. Good question, JD. That was good.
Thanks.
All right.
Yeah.
Next week, tune in next week for your next opportunity to maybe win a prize in that question game. Before we wrap up for the night, we are going to be posting the link to the hangout in the ROC Facebook group. So please join us once we go off the air. But before we do so, let's just run it down the line and get some where you at. So Brian Brink, I'll start with you, brother.
You can find me, Brian Brink, in the Facebook groups, at Brinklizer on Instagram. I'm feeling the itch to take a picture. Maybe that ninja stuff.
Yeah.
And also, if you'd like to meet the wonderful cast of BTM and most of ETR, Warminster, PA, this Saturday.
ZoloCon. It'll be my first one, too.
Sweet.
Awesome. You still picking me up, Dave?
Wow.
We'll talk about it.
Wow.
Listen, of course I'm picking you up. Just don't fucking. You better blow your nose while you're in my car, right? No snorting that shit in.
I like
no
the way
popping gum either.
I like the way he phrased that setting though. He was like, "Yeah, I'll be there. My first one. You still picking me up, right?"
Yeah, of course.
Big Dom, what's up, man? Let him know.
Find me on Diamond Cross on the groups and here Tuesday nights with you guys. I am tired as fuck, dude. Tired. I feel like Gary.
You need carbs in your life. You need carbs in your life, bro. Drink that 100 calories Pepsi, bro. You won't regret it. Trust me.
Diet Pepsi. Diet. No calories.
All right, Dave.
Just chemicals.
Let him know.
Find me here on Tuesdays with these fools. Catch me on ZoloCon on Saturday with these fools, and on Instagram, Energon Addict. That's it.
All right, G Money.
Gary Allen in the Facebook groups, and I will be making the trip as well to the show this weekend.
Yes. Nice.
Wow, the entire cast in the house. What other show could say that?
None. Not many.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. All right, JD.
You can find me slurping down some sweet, salty boogers.
Nope. You're gonna make Dave like just throw up.
I'm sorry, Dave.
I still love you.
I want to hock a loogie on you.
Yeah, but you can find me JD Burgess on the Facebook groups. Picking Surgery on Instagram, Xbox Live, and here every Tuesday and every other Wednesday on Figure Banging.
All right. This is the off week, right?
Yeah, it's the off week.
All right, cool.
No wine this week.
I don't have to work tomorrow. All right. And as for myself, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Xbox Live, and the PlayStation Network, all at Harrick and BX. Here with these fine gentlemen every single Tuesday night. And check out Verbally Challenge with Harrick and BX on all podcast pushing platforms. Before we head out, guys, remember you could catch BTM on all podcast pushing platforms as well. iTunes, Google Play. Just look us up, Breaking the Mold. You'll find us. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free, doesn't cost you a thing. Remember to check out Crashbox Customs on social media for all your Mezco and diorama needs. Mention the word Realm when placing an order, and you'll get a surprise gift with your purchase. Visit the website, realmofcollectors.com. We're on Facebook as a group, Realm of Collectors. We're on Instagram at Realm of Collectors. You have a few days left, I think 5 days left to get in on the Realm of Collectors Challenge. The theme for the rest of the week is Kung Fu fighting. So get those photos in and use that hashtag Realm of Collectors Challenge. We always appreciate the love and support, guys. Remember to check out the rest of the shows on the Cool Table Network, Enter the Realm, Plastic Fanatics, Shattercast Uncut, Toy Detox, Nerd Rage Radio, Beer and Bolsters 40K, Stasis Lock 8 weeks building up to it, and Fresh Communication and Verbally Challenge. You can find the Cool Table on Facebook and subscribe to all the other great podcasts on iTunes and Google Play. And that's it for us this week. We'll see you next week. Join us for the ROC Hangout next. The link will be posted in the Facebook group, so look out for that. And good night, guys. Be safe. Peace out.
Toodles.
Have a good week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Stop eating that lunch out of that fridge.